What's the motherfucking deal, man? Welcome to The Den. If you don't know, The Den is the best conversation on the internet. Join us live every night at 10 p.m. Central. I am your host, Ed Honcho, man, and we got a very interesting story to get into today. If you haven't heard by this time, Kim Kardashian is planning to become a lawyer, taking a very different route, but hey, interesting nonetheless. Now, if you know me, if you've been following The Den for the last while that it's been around, and I talk a bunch of shit, but I got to give, props where props are due. And I'm not a fan of television, period. Definitely not a fan of reality TV. Whatever these Kardashians are doing, I really don't give a shit. But what I am a fan of, what I do have to commend, and what I do have to give the Kim Kardashian, her credit for, is what she's doing in real life, what she's using her celebrity to do to help people. And there's not too many people that I think you could really say that about. You got other celebrities out there using their celebrity for pool and all that. I'm not saying she doesn't do that, but she's actually using her celebrity to help out individuals. I want to say the Alice Johnson situation where she went and talked to Trump and, had that sentence commuted. There were a couple other situations after that. There was 2 or 3 of them that she's actually got involved in, and personally, put her name out there to help, and one way or another use that notoriety, use that attention to help these people. Whether you agree with the people getting their sentences commuted or not, one of them I was not too sure about. The others, it is what it is. But ultimately, she's using her celebrity for what she feels is good, and you can't knock somebody for doing something outside of themselves. Now, my thing with her becoming a lawyer, I'm going to kind of explain my opinion on it after. We're going to look at a couple of articles that are talking about it and just kind of getting the gist of what's going on. Because like I say, we'll learn some of this as talking about it. But I'm going to tell you why I have to commend her on this. And we just got to look at a few factors. But like I said, let's look at some of these articles and see what they're saying. Washington Post says, very interesting. And like I said, we're not going to read it word for word. We're just going to kind of jump through. Basically saying that, Vogue magazine in a cover story published today, that she has a bunch of books that she's been reading. She has mentors, lawyers Jessica Jackson and Aaron Haney. And, first year law school, you have to cover 3 subjects: criminal law, torts, and contracts, she was telling Vogue. To me, torts is most confusing, contracts is most boring, and criminal law I can do in my sleep. Took the first test, got 100, super easy. It's the reading that really gets me. It's so time consuming. The concepts I grasp in 2 seconds. Harvard Law School lists legislation and regulation, civil procedure, and property law as additional first-year subjects. But the thing about it is Kardashian isn't in law school. California, along with Virginia, Vermont, and Washington State doesn't require a degree from those who wish to pass the bar exam, which is very interesting. They can instead become law readers and apprentice with a practicing lawyer for a designated amount of time each week. Kardashian, who does not have an undergraduate degree either, has been logging 18 hours of weekly supervised study since July, according to Vogue. She must pass California's baby bar sometime this summer to continue studying for the remainder of her 4-year apprenticeship with a law firm based in San Francisco. And that's interesting because what that shows right there is that she's committed. And they're saying it would be 2020 before, she could, I think, take the real bar to really become a lawyer. And when you look at it like this, she's $100 million. I don't know what the wealth. I know that one of the sisters or something is like a billionaire. Well, so I'm sure she has a nice chunk of change too. She has the makeup lines and the clothing. She's doing everything. I mean, everything she does, and she's worth plenty of money. Okay, so that's not an issue. She doesn't have to do anything really for anybody or anywhere. She could lay up and just be a celebrity for the rest of her life, like most celebrities tend to do, especially when she's probably one of the top-notch celebrities, if not the most famous celebrity out there right now. I mean, I'm sure that's arguable. I'm sure that's debatable, depending on what circles we talk about. And you have people who sit there for a long time and said, "Oh, the Kardashians ain't shit. They don't do shit." I've probably been one of those people that have said that, but I have to commend her for undergoing this process. It's along with all the stuff she's got going on that's making her money, the reality shows and everything else. It's commendable. But let's carry on and let's kind of see what else they're talking about, and then we'll check out a couple other articles and I'll kind of give my full view on what's going on here. The practice of reading the law dates from the old days of Thomas Jefferson. Became a lawyer in the 1760s after many hours reading the Virginia Code under the tutelage of a prominent lawyer and legislator. And so it's just kind of talking about how you can become a lawyer. Talking about Leonardo DiCaprio, who played Frank Abigail, the guy who played in Catch Me If You Can, and that dude's I think actually works with the FBI or something like that now. So that's very interesting. It's only 3 of the 13,084 Californians who took the bar exam in 2015 were educated through law office study, and only 2 of them passed. That lets you know that it's not an easy task, but I'm sure she has the money and the resources to make sure that she's adequately prepared to undergo this. And so it tells you that that's not something that a lot of people are doing. And so again, like I said, I have to give her credit. Said more recent years that California no longer reports the statistics for categories with fewer than 11 takers. So again, she's doing something that not many people do. She's taking a difficult route, and so it'll be very interesting to see what happens. But it kind of just skips around, and let's see. She was talking about Robert Kardashian, who famously served as a member of OJ's defense team, and that's very interesting. I didn't even know he was a lawyer. I don't know shit about the Kardashians. I ain't gonna lie to you. My dad had a library. When you pushed through his wall, there was a hidden closet room with all of OJ's evidence books. On weekends, I would snoop and look through. I was really nosy about the forensics. Very interesting. We play, celebrities, and especially when they know how to represent themselves in these things. These shows are edited, and they're made to look goofy and dumb because that's what sells and that's what people talk about. But sometimes, people have things going on that we may not expect. And so again, like I say, I look at the celebrities and I talked a lot of shit about them. I probably in the future will again. But in this moment, I do have to give her credit that she may be more intelligent than we have wanted to give her credit for. But we know Alice Johnson, the 63-year-old grandmother who had the life in prison for nonviolent drug offense. We talked about that, and I knew her hand in that. And she said she knew that after meeting with Ivanka Trump and Kushner, eventually visited the White House to advocate for her freedom. During the Oval Office meeting, Kardashian also highlighted the case of Centoya Brown, the sex trafficking victim for a life sentence murder of a man who took her to his home. She was granted full clemency, and that was a case we talked about in the den, and I was kind of sketchy on again the details. It's a lot to talk about when you kind of get into the root of it, but it is what it is, But she helped this woman that she felt was, in need of her fame, I guess, and she helped her, get that. So the White House called me to advise to help change the system of clemency. I'm sitting in the Roosevelt room like a judge who had sentenced criminals and a lot of really powerful people. I sat there like I need to know more. It's never one person who gets things done. It's always a collective of people. I've always known my role, but I felt like I wanted to be able to help fight for people who have paid their dues in society. So I think that is commendable at the very least. Kind of look at another one. It's just talking about, we'll skim through BuzzFeed. Again, not the best resource. There's some interesting pictures for you. And it's just kind of basically restating the same thing. Staying 18 hours a week in shorthand, 2022. Interview with Vogue. She says she spends a bunch of time doing keeping up with the Kardashians, working the beauty business, having a family and everything like that. But she's been working since last summer as an apprentice with the San Francisco law firm. And like I say, and she's just kind of restating it. Like I say, I just pulled these all up to kind of see if there was something different that was being said. Here's a picture with her and Trump. And then here's a picture with her and the Alice Johnson. I knew there was a reason I brought these articles up. And then she's done some work later, basically saying, I think up here where she was talking about with Van Jones and some of these other things, some of these other guys, CNN commentator Van Jones, and basically the thing is the bipartisan work that she does, and like I say, it's commendable at the very least. I mean, I got to get into all the rest of these details because it's just kind of, it seems like it's repetitive for the most part, but they're saying that she has shown a knack for losses. Only 41% of the people who took the test in July passed. So like I say, it's going to be a difficult road. And then in the Vogue article itself, it goes much more into detail about, what she did. And it's just saying, what you didn't know about Kemah, she's been working with Jones and the attorney Jessica Jackson, co-founders of Cut 50, a national bipartisan advocacy group on criminal justice reform for months, visiting prisons, petitioning governors, and attending meetings at the White House. And last summer, she made the unlikely decision, one she knew would be met with an eye roll for the ages. You got the commentary, I guess. To begin a 4-year law apprenticeship with the goal of taking the bar in 2022. And again, like I say, there's it's a lot of work, man. It's not easy. I mean, I'm sure you can ask anybody who's in law, probably gone to law school or whatever it is, and they've been dedicated to it, that it wasn't easy. And so a person who has, so many other things going on, and it's not about the money. She has the money. She doesn't have to do any of these things, but she has chosen to. And for that, I have to commend the Kardashian, not just using the the beauty and business and TV just to further, lining their pockets, because I'm sure she's set for life. But actually wanting to reach out and help people. Now, I find it very interesting. Like I said, I find it very interesting. If she does become a lawyer, and I'm assuming maybe it's going to be in the criminal defense or something of that nature, because I wouldn't think she'd be an entertainment lawyer if her goal is to, help people who have been wrongfully accused. But, after all of that, you still got to wonder how many people are going to take her seriously, and how many people are going to respect the work that she put in. And again, like I said, I can't knock it. I'm not going to hate. Like I said, I'm a reasonable man. For all the shit that I've talked about the Kardashians for so long, well, Kim is really the only one I know. So, but I just know that family, that name. I got to give her props. Like I say, ever since she helped Alice Johnson and the other chick get out, I'll say, okay, well, hey, maybe she is not completely self-centered like we like to look at a lot of these. Sort of be self-engulfed with their own problems and frivolous things, But again, it's surprising when I read this. So I don't know if she's going to actually be taking cases, or if it's just the fact that, she's going to want to say that she has a lawyer. Because, again, she has enough money to do whatever she wants to do for the rest of her life. Maybe it's something she'll find interest in, and maybe it's something she's passionate about. People want to have a purpose on this planet. And you could think, I would think that to an extent that just having celebrity, just doing this, hey, watch me live my life, you would find a lack of purpose in that after a while. Actually wanting to have an impact on history, have an impact on people's lives other than your own in a hands-on way, is a good sense, is a good feeling. So, really, that's I have nothing negative to say about it. I'm not even really trying to look for anything negative to say. I just have to say I was surprised by this news. And again, it came out with the Vogue article. I'll put the links in the description below, so that way if you guys want to, read the full articles for yourself, you can definitely check those out. But it's something I never really thought I'd be saying too much. I respect Kim Kardashian and what she's doing. So again, we'll be talking about this live tonight, 10 p.m. Central. Make sure you tune in. Make sure you check it out. Hey, like and subscribe if you like what we're talking about. Live every evening at 10 p.m. Central. And like I said, guys, I'm working on bringing more short form content for your consumption. And if you like it, again, leave that thumbs up, hit that like button, hit that comment section. I want to know what you guys think. Do you think that she's really going to, survive the entire apprenticeship? Do you guys think in 2022 that she'll pass the bar? Like, I really want to know what you guys feel. Does this change your perception of Kim Kardashian? Let me know what you think. Again, like I said, I'm at Honcho. I appreciate you watching it. Hey, y'all be cool like y'all be cool. I'll catch y'all later, man. Well, thank you for checking out the Den. I'm out.